Okay, hi, good morning guys. Welcome back to my channel, The Anxious Reader. My name is Emily. Today we are going to do a quick video and I'm just going to take you through all of the books that I am reading for the Make Your Myth Take Readathon that is happening in June. So I will leave all of the links for information about the Readathon in the description box down below. And I will leave a link to Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction's channel because she's the one who is co-hosting and running this whole thing. So she has all of the information and I will link her. But I will give you a brief rundown. So how the Make Your Myth Take Readathon works is there are 4 categories of character. There's Royal Court, there is sorcery or magical something, there is rogue, and there is something else. Can't remember. I'll put it on the screen here. And so what you do is you choose which category you want your character to be in, and then within each category there are 4 individual characters with different prompts depending on the character. So you choose the group you want to be in, and then you choose a character within that group, and you follow along through the prompts to get to that character. So this readathon really should not be super stressful for me because I read on average like 18 to 20 books a month-ish. And I only need to read 4 books to complete a character prompt or a character arc. But Ashley mentioned in her announcement video for the readathon that you can take on different traits from different characters if you want to complete extra prompts. And so I decided I wanted to do a whole other character, not just one. So now I have 8 books to read, and as we go through them, you will see why I'm getting a little stressed about it, because I picked big books for some reason. I don't know why I did this to myself, but apparently June is going to be the month of big books, and you will see that when we start going through them. So yeah, before we get into it, I will just tell you what character I picked and then what secondary character I picked. So I picked the Oracle, which is within the sorcery magical category. Then I think I want my secondary one to be a monarch or a queen. So I'll be an Oracle Queen, which just sounds cool, which is the whole reason I wanted to do it, because I think being an Oracle Queen just sounds amazing. So that is what I hope to become. And we will go through all of the prompts for that now. I'm going to split it up between Oracle and Monarch, because obviously the Monarch is going to be, the prompts for the Monarch character are going to be sort of secondary. I'm going to try to put off those 4 books until I finish at least 3, hopefully all 4 of the Oracle prompts, just so I make sure to finish at least one of the characters, because knowing me, I will get excited and jump in to the Monarch one after I've only read 1 or 2 books for the Oracle, and then get distracted and never finish either one. So we're gonna do our best to not do that. But yeah, let's just jump into the books. So the first prompt for the Oracle character says, an oracle's power is in their 3rd eye, not their usual sight. Go into a book blind, or read a book you barely know anything about. So for this prompt, I picked Saga. This is the hardcover edition that is a compilation of the first 3 volumes of the series. And I picked this because it's a graphic novel, so I figured it would be fast and a good way to get through the prompt quickly. So this one, like the prompt says, I'm supposed to go in blind, so I don't really know too much about this. I know that it is a sci-fi graphic novel series. I know it's supposed to be amazing, and apparently it emotionally destroys people. So looking forward to that, and that's all I know. So yeah, this is the first book for the prompt Go In Blind. So this one is the group prompt for all 4 characters within the sorcerer category, and it is to read a book with a foiled cover. So this one I have 2 options for. I'm not sure yet which one I want to do, so I don't know. I'm going to think about it the next couple of days and decide, hopefully soon. And I will update you guys when I make that decision. But the 2 options I pulled for this one are the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is the prequel to the Hunger Games series that just came out, and it has gold foil on the front and on the spine in the title. And then the other one I pulled is the Night Country by Melissa Albert. I picked this one. This one is probably what I'm going to go with for this prompt, honestly. You can see it's shiny and foiled. But this one this one is the sequel to The Hazelwood, which I read about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and I enjoyed it. So I want to get to this one soon, but also I have an audiobook for this one. So I thought that would be a good way to speed through the prompt and get to the third one, because I have an audiobook and it'll go faster than physically reading it. So yeah, I think I will probably end up doing this one. The only reason I'm not sure is because I really want to read this and I want an excuse to read it. So yeah, but talking about it, I think I'm going to do this one. Yeah, okay, I'm decided. My book for the prompt, read a book with a foiled cover, is going to be The Night Country. Final answer. Locked in. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, okay. The third prompt for the Oracle character says, truth or lie, you are always telling stories. Read a book about books or stories. So for this one, once again, I wasn't completely sure on. I wrote down a couple of options. I wrote down A Starless Sea, and I wrote down If on a Winter's Night a Traveler, which I think is sort of similar. What I've heard about the premise is similar to what I've heard about Starless Sea, but I don't know a ton about either one, except that they're about books. I think I decided the book that I want to read for the prompt to read a book about books is S, which is by Doug Dorst and J.J. Abrams. This book I am very intrigued by. I don't know a ton about it, except it's really cool. Okay. So it looks like this. It looks like an old library book, and it has like things in it, and it's like I don't know if you can see this, but so it's sort of 2 books in one. It's like the library book, The Ship of Theseus, and then the actual story is between these 2 people who are like checking out this library book and then writing notes back and forth, I think. And there's some mystery about the Ship of Theseus's author that they are trying to solve, ? I don't know, but this is just so cool as a concept. Like, I love that it's so like involved, and there's so many different multimedia things in here. There's like a code breaker thing. I don't know. I'm just excited to read this. So this is going to be what I pick for a book about books. I'm a little worried that it's going to take me a while to get through, because I think it's kind of it seems like it's going to be a process to read because there's so much going on in it. So this one might take me a while, but I am really excited to get to it. So this is my third book. Okay, so the last prompt for the Oracle character is, should you trust your third eye? Read a 5-star prediction. So for this one, I picked another big book. Are you beginning to see my problem? Okay, so the book I picked for this is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I have talked about this in a couple other videos, at least one other video. I talked about it in my classics book tag video. I have never read any Anne Bronte. I've read Charlotte and Emily and loved both, but I haven't read any Anne yet, and people have been telling me that I'm gonna love this and that it is the superior Bronte book. So I think I'm gonna love it. I think it's gonna be a new favorite. I'm very excited, and yeah, I keep putting it off, so I'm using this as an excuse to force myself to get to it. So yeah, this is my 5-star prediction. The next 4 books, like I said, are for a secondary character. They are for the monarch character, the queen character. And so these are not necessary. Like, if I only read the 4 that we just talked about, I will have completed the readathon. But I would like to get to these 4 also. But like I said, I'm going to try to read those other 4 first and put off starting these other 4 until I have finished the main 4. So we will see how that goes. I'm not great about sticking to things like that, but anyway. Okay, so the first prompt for the Royal Court category of character is: we always like seeing ourselves in the books we read. Read a book with a queen as a main character. So for this one, I picked One Dark Throne by Kendar Blake. I read the first book, 3 Dark Crowns, in this series about a month and a half ago, and I thought it was okay, but I've heard that the story sort of starts picking up in this one and in the third one. So I'm excited to get to this, and I picked this one not only because I'm excited to get to it, but because I have an audiobook for this from my library. So this will be another one that I can sort of speed through, hopefully. So yeah, that is the first book for the queen character. So the next prompt is the group prompt for all of the Royal Court characters, and it says: this die is awfully expensive. Maybe it's only fit for royalty. Read a book with at least one royal color on the cover, which is red, gold, or purple. So for this one, I picked Monster Volume 3. You can see it has sort of this deep red. It's all this dark, deep red. So I picked this because I am loving this series. I've read the first 2 volumes so far, and I loved them, and I'm really excited to continue. And it's a manga, so it's another one that I think I will be able to get through relatively quickly. So it's perfect for a readathon. So that's book 2. Okay, book 3 for the queen character is: your noble rule as monarch has earned you deification. Welcome to immortality, the highest of all gifts. Read the highest rated book on your TBR. So this one I think is the book that I am least excited to read. So what I did to pick this one is I went on my Goodreads and I went to my to be read shelf and I sorted it by rating. And there were a few that had really high ratings that aren't out yet, and so this is the first book that is out and has the highest rating, and its rating was 4.58, which is really high for Goodreads. But I'm nervous because I think I'm gonna hate it, but we'll see. So the highest rated book on my Goodreads shelf is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This book, all I know is it's a historical fiction. I think it's about World War II, and it's about 2 sisters who are separated, and maybe they are trying to find their way back to each other or something. I don't really know. I don't like historical fiction. I've had this book for a while, so I was actually sort of, I don't know, I'm kind of glad that it came up and that I'll be forced to finally read it just so I can get it off of my TBR, but I think I'm gonna hate it. So many people love this book, so many people rave about this book, but I don't know, I'm just not interested by war books. Like, I feel like they're all the same. I don't care. I know the story. I got it. I get it. It's enough. I don't need any more, but they keep coming out. But we'll see. I have no right to say any of that yet because I haven't read it, but you will hear my thoughts about this in June, I am sure. So that's that. Okay, so the last prompt for the queen character says, here we see the reigning monarch of your bookshelves. Reread a favorite book. So for this, I feel like a lot of people are going to be reading this month because of this prompt. I picked Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is kind of perfect because my boyfriend has never read this series, and I have finally worn him down. I finally convinced him to read these books with me, and we weren't sure when we were going to start it, but now we're going to start our read through in June, and I'm very excited. I haven't reread this series since 2012 maybe, so it's been 8 or 9 years since I've reread this, which is crazy, but I'm very excited. I also recently got the illustrated editions for the first 4 books, so I think I'm gonna read through on that copy, and I'm very excited to actually finally read those editions, because all I've done is sort of flip through them, but I haven't sat down and read any of them, so I'm excited to do that. And yeah, that is that. So those are all of the books that I have to read to become an Oracle Queen. The only other book that I have to talk about today is another book that I hope to read in June, and that is The House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. I have seen a lot of people read this on BookTube, and I have seen mixed reviews of it, so I'm not sure where I'm going to fall. I've heard that it's very atmospheric and creepy and dark, and that sounds like my kind of thing. The reason I'm reading this in June is that it is the Myth Take pick for June and July, so I don't have to finish this in June, but I need to finish it before the live show, which is in July sometime, I believe. So hopefully I will at least start this sometime in June, and yeah, I'm kind of excited about this actually. I just got it in the mail, so I'm excited to get to this one. So yeah, those are the 9 books that I am hoping to get to in June. As you saw, there's quite a few chunky books in here, and in addition to that, I started Anna Karenina this week. I'm on page 75, I think, so I have quite a bit left to go. I have like 900 pages to go on that, so I will also be reading that in June. June is apparently the month of big books for me, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I am able to complete Anna Karenina and all 9 of these books. That might be a bit optimistic of me to say, but we'll see. I think that's all I have for you today. Let me know down below if you are taking part in the Make Your Myth Take read-along, because I would love to follow you and see what path you picked for this readathon, because I think it's going to be interesting to see the different things people do with all of the prompts and their characters. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're doing this readathon, and I will see you soon. Warrior, that's the 4th category that I forgot.